Hi everybody, I'm Sergio with Mobility Direct and welcome to our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to give you a quick review of the Pride Mobility GoGo Elite Traveler Mobility Scooter. Now, before I get started, I do want to mention a few quick things. First, if you want a copy of our product catalog, all you have to do is go to our website, mobilitydirect.com, click on the green button at the top of every page that says free catalog, fill out the simple short form, and you'll get one in the mail within 1 to 2 weeks tops. I also want to say that if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you're automatically entered into our monthly giveaway raffle. We give away a free mobility scooter once a month to a random subscriber of our YouTube channel. And I'm throwing the last few winners on the screen for you to take a look at now. So if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and you could be the next lucky winner. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now we have the 3-wheel version and the 4-wheel version. The 3-wheel version is model S40E. And the 4-wheel version is model S44E. Now they're both pretty much the same in terms of the specifications. We do have a printable spec sheet, which I'm going to throw on the screen for just a moment, and you can feel free to pause and go back at any time to review the specs. All right, now I'm going to take the time to go over a few of the key specs. The weight capacity is 300 pounds, so it's not a heavy-duty scooter, but it can handle up to 300 pounds and it goes up to 4 miles per hour. It has a ground clearance that's just under about 1.5 inches. The turning radius on the 3-wheel is much sharper than the 4-wheel, and that is going to have a 33-inch turning radius on the 3-wheel and a 44-inch turning radius on the 4-wheel. Now the overall length is 37 inches and the overall width is 19.5 inches. Now the 37-inch length is for the 3-wheel. On the 4-wheel, it's slightly longer at 39.5 inches. The main difference between the 3-wheel and the 4-wheel, I'm going to tell you, is that on the 3-wheel, you're going to notice that you have more foot space. Because of the way the floorboard is designed, I could put my right and my left foot around the front wheel, whereas on the 4-wheel, if you look, it's got wheel wells that take up some of that floorboard area. So your feet kind of have to be pointed upwards, or you're going to have to put your shoes or your feet here on top of those wheel wells. And that causes your knees to be up a little bit higher. So if you've got long legs, you could see that my knees are already at the handlebar with the 4-wheel. With that being said, the 4-wheel is going to be a little bit more stable when going on grass. Now these scooters are not designed for full-time use on grass. If you want something that's going to be used on grass a lot, you probably want to consider the GoGo Sport or the Revo, maybe a Victory. These are all models by Pride Mobility, and they're going to be better suited for going on grass. By the way, Pride Mobility is by far one of the most trusted name brands in mobility. They offer an industry-leading parts warranty and a 1-year in-home service contract, which means if you do have a warranty claim within the first year, if it's approved, Pride Mobility will dispatch a technician to your home to replace the parts to have your scooter up and running again. Now, what makes these models special, it's going to definitely be the fact that it comes apart super easily. The heaviest piece on the 3-wheel is 29.5 pounds, which is pretty manageable. The heaviest piece on the 4-wheel is 34 pounds. Now we have these equipped with rear shopping baskets, which are an optional accessory that you do have to pay extra for. But it's nice to see that if you want some extra storage space in the back to go grocery shopping with, we actually have a video where we take these grocery shopping, and I'm going to throw a little snippet on the screen. And you also have the front basket as well, which is free. That front basket comes with the unit. Whether it's the 3 or the 4-wheel, you get that front basket for free. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this accessory that is a paid accessory. You just pull this pin out of the hitch receiver in the back, and that comes out. So you do have a hitch receiver, which is universal for different things like oxygen tank holders, the basket that we just pulled out. You can get a walker holder, a cane holder, and lots of other universal accessories that squeeze into that 1-inch square. And while we're back here, I want to show you a few things. You've got these twist knobs. If you loosen them and you pull out this quick release pin, you can adjust the width of the armrests. So if you want to create more space in between each armrest, you can do that. That's a nice comfort adjustment feature. The armrests are also going to flip up, and you can rotate the seat with this lever right here. You just pull up and the seat rotates 360 degrees. So when you're getting in and out of the chair, it's easier to have the armrest flipped up and the seat rotated to the left or the right side. You can also pull up to a restaurant table facing backwards, and now you've got the most comfy seat at the table. So you reverse yourself or just pull up right to the seat and the table where you're going to be eating, turn the chair around, and you can eat while sitting on your scooter. Makes it great for going out on restaurant dates, doing some dining in town, get out and about and get some fresh air. There's a lot of different things you can do with these scooters. So when you're getting ready to take it apart, what I like to do is fold the backrest down. There's a little pocket on the backrest, by the way, where you can keep your belongings. And once the backrest is folded down, I like to put one hand on the back on that hitch receiver and one hand underneath in the front and just pick straight up. Make sure you don't tilt in any direction while you're picking straight up. Otherwise, it'll seem as if though this male connector gets stuck in that rubber post hole where that male connector gets attached to. So don't do that, just pick straight up. Now, you just pick the battery box up and it detaches. And by the way, there's a charging port on the battery box. There's also a fuse and a breaker reset switch. So if you want to bring your battery box inside while leaving the rest of the scooter in the trunk of your car or in the cargo space of your van or SUV, you can do that and charge your battery unit inside overnight. Now that we have the seat and the battery box removed, I'm going to remove the basket. Super easy to do. You just pick straight up. There's 2 rails on the back of the basket and 2 hooks on the steering column. You just line them up and the hooks go right underneath the rails to support it. There's no buttons, no levers. It just kind of holds them into place like that. So we'll get that out of the way. And what I'm going to show you now is that this rotation knob here is to do 2 things. First, if you loosen it, you can bring the handlebar closer to you or further away from you and then tighten it back up to change the position of the steering assembly, also known as the tiller assembly. But when you're taking the scooter apart, you actually want to lower the whole entire steering column till it's about at a 90-degree angle with the base here. And then you want to rotate this clockwise to lock it into place. Now at this point, it's got a really low profile and we can even take it apart further. But before we do that, I want to show you what this spring-loaded push button in the front is for. Right now, if you were to put this in the trunk of your car the way it is, take a look at this front part of the steering column. If you're taking turns, it could swing around violently and scratch your unit or damage your belongings. So you want to do is push this button in a little bit, it's spring loaded, and give it a quarter of a turn clockwise, and now it's locked into position. So that's the steering lock. Now it's going to be safe to keep in the trunk of your car while you're driving. Last but not least, I put one hand on the seat post here, and with my other hand, I pick up this lever and pick the whole front end up and pull forward. Now it's detached and disassembled into 5 lightweight pieces. We've got the battery box, the seat, the rear end with the motor and the 2 tires, the foot plate with the seat post and the steering column, and the basket. Again, the heaviest piece on the 3-wheel model is about 29.5 pounds, and that's this end right here. It's pretty lightweight, not bad. On the 4-wheel unit, it comes apart the exact same way, but the heaviest piece on the front end is actually going to be 34 pounds. All right, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to load this scooter into the trunk of the car when it's taken apart. So we're going to go ahead and first bring the motor, and that is going to include the rear wheels and the rear body panel part of the frame. I'm just going to go ahead and put it off to one side, and then I'm going to grab the front end. Again, on this model, the 3-wheel version, it's about 29.5 pounds. So what I like to do is get it in the trunk of the car and then reconnect the front end to the rear end. That is going to be my preferred way of doing things. So I'm going to go ahead and reconnect it, which we'll show you how to do in just a bit. So I reconnected it, and now I'm going to push the front wheel towards the back of the trunk, so I've got all this room to the right now to work with. And with all that room, I'm going to put the seat there, because the seat is pretty big. You can take the armrest out if you have a small trunk, and that's going to give you more room to work with. At this point, I'm going to grab the basket and the battery, and you could just find anywhere to put it. Plenty of space. Now, I will say that if you're going to be going on bumpy terrain, you might want to get some blankets, some towels, and just cover anything that's loose, like the battery box I have off to the side. I might put a towel there and wedge it in between the back of the scooter so that nothing shakes around and gets scratched. But as you can see, everything fits in there nice and neat, and this is an Altima, so it's not the biggest trunk, and we've actually put these scooters into the trunks of smaller vehicles like Cadillacs, and it fits pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking everything out now, and we're going to put it back together and show you how the reassembly process works. It's pretty straightforward. First, I got my battery out, get my basket and the seat. Now, granted, I know this is probably not as easy for some people, but it's nice to know that this is one of the models that's going to be the lightest when it comes to the heaviest piece. Now, it's all circumstantial, of course. If you cannot carry 29.5 pounds, we do have other options. We actually make vehicle lift systems. If you have a hitch receiver in the back of your vehicle, you can put a platform lift, which will lift your scooter safely off the ground, and it's attached to the hitch of your vehicle. And we're going to throw that on the screen for you to see with a different model, but the same concept. And those are basically going to be for individuals that can't really carry their scooter, or if you don't really want to use your trunk space because you're going on a vacation and you need the trunk space, you can get an outside vehicle lift to transport these scooters with. All right, so when you reassemble the unit, you have to understand how that system works. So we're going to come in close with the camera right now, and we're going to show you on the rear part of the frame, there's these two green stickers on this steel tube here. And this is part of the frame that's going to attach to these hooks that are a part of the front part of the frame with green stickers. All right, so these hooks with the green stickers need to line up right over the green stickers on the back bar, and then you just bring it nice and close. Make sure everything is lined up straight. It helps to have one hand on the front end of the scooter controlling it, making sure it doesn't tip, and then you just let it go and it clicks right into place, just like that. Now remember, you have to raise the steering assembly or the tiller assembly. You loosen that tilt adjust knob, bring it all the way up, and then retighten it. Make sure you're kind of wiggling it a little bit while you're tightening it so that it tightens up all the way. And then don't forget, you can't turn your scooter unless you unlock the steering lock. So you give it a slight push inwards and then a quarter of a turn counterclockwise. Now you can turn your unit. All right, the next step is to grab the battery box by the handle. By the way, before I put this battery box back in, I want to mention one thing. You can raise the seat post platform up or down by a 2-inch range. You pull this pin out and you can see that there's several different holes on the seat post, and that's how you adjust the height of the seat. So pick the seat height that's best for you, lock that pin in, and that is how you adjust the height of the seat. So I'm going to go ahead and put this battery box in. There's a little male connector and a female connector here and on the bottom, and you just drop it in. That's it. By the way, that's a breaker reset button. So if you do get hung up or you're overheating the motor, try pushing that in to see if it restarts your unit. When you're reattaching the seat, you just put the seat post in to the connector there, level out the seat, and it locks into place. Good to go. Now, one thing I want to show you is that there is a yellow lever on the rear, right on the right-hand side. And you can see with the sticker, it's got a D for drive mode and an N for neutral mode. The N is to put it in neutral mode. You just slide that brake release forward. And if you can hear the scooter right now, it's beeping at me because I had the power on. Your scooter's not going to work when it's in neutral position, but you can push it manually. So if your battery's dying, you need to move it to the garage or get it out of the way, you put it in neutral mode and you can push the unit manually. Make sure the power's off, because again, it's going to beep. It's going to be harder to push when the power's on because it has magnetic brakes, which will add resistance if you're trying to push it in neutral mode. So you want to make sure when you're ready to turn it back on that it's in the drive position. Otherwise, again, the scooter will not work unless it's in drive mode. Now I want to show you one other thing here, and that's how the steering assembly works. So when you're ready, there's a key. It comes with 2 keys, a spare and a main key. You've got your ignition right here. Put the key in, give it a turn to the right clockwise, and the unit's on. It's got a wraparound delta tiller, single-handed use operation for the throttle, so you can use it with your right hand or your left. You just got to pull or push to go forward or go backwards. You could do it with your left hand or your right hand independently. Now this knob is going to limit your top speed, so if I go all the way counterclockwise towards the turtle or the tortoise, it's going to go real slow. By the way, it is throttle sensitive, so the more you pull or push on this throttle, the faster it will go. If I barely pull just ever so lightly, it goes slow. But if I go all the way, it goes full speed. You also have a horn buzzer button right here. And this is your battery meter. So the battery meter has all of the lights lit up right now. As you start to deplete your battery, those lights are going to turn off one at a time. So you've got 5 green lights, 3 yellow lights, 2 red. When you first get your unit, charge it overnight, and then you could start charging it whenever it gets close to the yellow. Avoid letting it get all the way down to the red to get the most life out of your batteries. Something else I want to point out is that on the tiller assembly itself, on the right side, you've got a charging port. So if you don't want to bend down low to charge it through the battery box port, you can use your charger up high there, and I'm going to show you the charging system. This is the charger. It's a box here that has 2 lights. When it's plugged into the wall, the power light's going to turn on. It's going to be red, and this light will turn green when it's fully charged. While it's charging, it's going to be red. So one end goes into the scooter right here, or the battery box. The other end just goes into the wall. It's that simple. It is a smart charger, so it's not going to overcharge your unit. Once it's charged, it stops charging. Don't forget to reattach your battery. Don't forget to reattach your basket, and you're good to go. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, we are going to take you grocery shopping in a separate video and show you what that's like. You can fill up that rear basket with several items and the front basket, and it's a great scooter for traveling, going on trips, going to the grocery store, going to the mall, restaurants, you name it. The Go-Go has been around for decades. It's one of the most well-known scooters out there, and I highly recommend it. We offer it for sale tax-free. Shipping is free at mobilitydirect.com. Don't forget, if you subscribe, you could be the next lucky winner, and we oftentimes give away this model right here during our monthly giveaways. If you have any questions whatsoever, we'd love to answer them. Call our non-commissioned sales experts. They'd love to hear from you. We'd love to earn your business. Again, my name is Sergio. I'm with Mobility Direct. Have a great day.
Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search for Mobility Direct, and hit the subscribe button. You can also enable notifications. That way you get notified whenever we release new videos just like this one. Our YouTube channel is organized into convenient playlists ranging from repair videos, review videos, unboxing videos, and we're constantly making epic videos. So make sure you go on over to our YouTube channel, check out our videos, leave a comment if you have any questions. We reply to all of our comments. We would also appreciate it if you like the video. And by the way, don't forget, you can claim a copy of our free catalog. Just go to our website and then click on the green button at the top of every page. Just fill out that short form. You'll get one in the mail within 2 weeks. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.